SHL Studio, a firm creating social impact through design. She works closely with the Nike Foundation in Nigeria and Ethiopia. Marika is co-founder of Mass Design Group, a nonprofit leveraging architecture for poverty reduction, and lived in Rwanda designing the Butaro Hospital in 2008. In 2011, she was a fellow at IDEO.org. Veysey is an entrepreneur and Emmy Award-winning television producer. I think the only Emmy-winning person I know. He is the principal and creative director of North Water Partners, a media production firm. Veysey is a double-digit marathon runner and mountain climber, having summited 2 of the 7 highest summits in the world. Everyone give a warm welcome to the Pachachanite stage to Marika and Graham.
Hi everyone. So I'm Marika and this is Graham, and we're going to talk to you tonight about a project that we're working on and the vision that we have for our neighborhood. Our goal in everything that we do is to take a grassroots approach to changing our own neighborhood for the better. And I call what we do citizen activism, or even what I'm calling citizen activationism, because our goal is to activate underutilized urban spaces. So my own background is in social justice architecture and design. As Mike mentioned, I co-founded a nonprofit called Mass Design Group when I was in architecture school, and lived in Rwanda designing this district hospital with partners in health. Since moving to Cleveland last August, I work with the Nike Foundation in Nigeria and Ethiopia.
This was my first project that was the civic activationism when I moved back to Cleveland, the Ohio City Farm, a 6-acre farm. January of 2010, we filled my living room with dirt to make sure that the project was feasible. And then this is the next one, the Ohio City Firehouse, West 29th and Church. Today, over 30 people show up there every day for work. It was vacant for 5 years, and now it's a vibrant urban space. So the thing that we're working on is how do you extend that vibrancy? And when we first decided with the Ohio City Firehouse, about a month later the transformer station was announced, and Fred and Laura Bidwell Foundation decided to create a contemporary art space in Cleveland. They're total badasses. Check out the new show. But it really made us think, how do you develop beyond 4 walls? And this was the natural progression, which was the block. And it's called the Stribinger block. It's on Detroit and 29th. It was crime-ridden when we bought it. We closed down some of those crime-ridden stores. It had rotting wood. It had falling down ceilings. And it's only been 3 months, but our goal is to create a collective of creatives.
So on the first floor, we're replacing all the storefronts with new brushed aluminum storefront systems. And we're actively targeting entrepreneurs to move into the retail spaces. We've been meeting with people with ideas as diverse as a holistic dog supply store to juices and raw foods. And we also imagine the courtyard as kind of a mini piazza. On the second floor, we're totally gutting and renovating all of the spaces. And the Cleveland Museum of Art is going to take one of the apartments as an apartment for their visiting artists. And in addition, we're using another of the apartments for an artist residency program where we invite artists to live rent-free in exchange for public artwork. On the exterior, we're planning to do Cleveland's, I think, first outdoor living wall, 147 feet long, along the West 29th Street facade, which will be a great amenity for the neighborhood, and also we'll be able to collect rainwater runoff from the roof to irrigate the system. And so, as we were working on these projects, we realized that there was such an opportunity to take what we were doing and not just do it with 1 or 2 buildings, but to actually transform the whole neighborhood. We decided that our neighborhood really needed kind of its own identity, and so we're calling it Hingetown because it's at the hinge of the Market District, the Gordonsburg Arts District, and the Warehouse District.
So the identity of it is important because we are part of the Ohio City neighborhood. And at the hinge of the 3 districts that Marika talked about, it's important to say that if you live in Ohio City, you could live in the Market District, Solo, south of Lorraine, or you could live in Hingetown. And we really think that the identity is important because these activation corridors are really what we see as a success. All of these places are under a mile or under a 20-minute walk or less than a 5-minute bike ride. And it's important because the success of our project depends on the success of these activation corridors. When you think about the walk from the Hingetown Center to the Happy Dog, it's 0.9 miles. That's the same thing as walking from Public Square to the Brown Stadium, which happens every home game and nobody ever thinks about it. So that's what we want to do with regards to Hingetown. You look at the assets of this part of the Ohio City neighborhood and you realize that the notion of underutilized and under-curated is a bit of a misnomer because you've got all these great assets, be it the Federal Knitting Mills, ICA, Transformer Station, all these new condos, and the exciting part is you've got this density.
And so, as part of the Hingetown project, we're working on a number of art interventions, a set of unique crosswalks in the area, a mural, like large-scale art pieces, and a new gate for our Striving Brook courtyard, and a new design competition for Jim Mahoney Green here on Detroit in collaboration with Land Studio. And when we're talking about these unique crosswalks, we're really thinking about pieces like what Peter Gibson does, where he's taking what is kind of just a basic need, like a crosswalk, and making it into something that is appreciated and noticed and that can actually benefit a neighborhood. And we really believe in those little small moments of joy that you can create with these projects. And along those lines, one of the other aspects is that we're calling this the Outpost. And we're making it into kind of a mobile pop-up shop. Antiques owner Mitchell Sotko will be curating this space for 5 weekends this summer with antiques. And for the rest of the summer, it's available to any of you that are itching to start your own pop-up store idea.
So it's not about big projects, but small projects with big impact and big density. And you look at the density, 1,640,000 square feet for Brown Stadiums is a third of a person per square foot. You look at something like Rising Star, and you've got 56 people per square foot. So as we work to be the quintessential green city on a blue lake here in Cleveland, we've got to think about density because it's the overlap of ideas, it's important things that are happening across the city, and it's all of these small projects with big impacts that everybody tonight talked about. And so whatever your small project is, whatever big impact you're trying to do, the whole notion is just do it. And if you're already doing it, do it more, because Cleveland's having a renaissance right now. All of you are part of it, and it's a really exciting time. So visit hingetown.com, and thanks very much.
Marika and Grant.